As we glance at an isolated situation going on in various countries, we still get to review a bunch of movies. It might be a while before we see new productions in theaters, even when they reopen. Apart, of course, from the ones that have already been made. Meanwhile, we can watch and rewatch the best Hollywood movies this year has to offer. Welcome to Binge TV. Today we've picked top 10 best feel-good movies. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to turn on notifications for more videos like this one. So, let's begin! Number 10. Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal is a harrowing, insightful, and melancholy film that condenses a long story into a few months. Ruben gets a doctor to give him a hearing test, and almost immediately finds a place in Joe's group, instantly moves from mutinous incomprehension to the beginnings of that surrendered knowledge that makes him an outstanding student teacher for hearing-impaired kids. Ruben is asked to write his name on the board, and he vehemently scrawls it in enormous characters, making all the youngsters tremble. It's the same thing as yelling. Number 9. Bad Education. In which Hugh Jackman plays a superintendent of a public school who becomes embroiled in a big theft scam. Bad Education is based on a true story, and if the themes don't fully converge by the end, Finley constructs a continuously intriguing and frequently funny drama centered by Jackman's incredible nuanced performance. The Case That Rocked the Roslyn School System was published in New York in 2004 in an article that inspired writer and Roslyn grad Mike Makowski to write the script. Number 8. The Vigil. It's a horror film based on a religious theme. It's a centuries-old Jewish custom meant to protect the souls of the deceased from harm. If a relative is reluctant or unable to undertake this task, a professional can be hired to fill in. Those who are uncomfortable with quiet, corpses, or a lack of company are likely to become extremely bored. The Vigil embraces Jewish culture not only in its surroundings and religious symbology, but also in the sense that memory and the processing of intergenerational pain is a key element of Jewish living, especially in the aftermath of the Holocaust while confronting anti-Semitism and hate crimes. It argues that collective catharsis can help people cope with painful memories and previous traumas in the present by allowing them to forgive and atone for their mistakes. Number 7. The Dig. The plot is set on the brink of World War II, when self-taught working-class archaeologist Basil Brown discovers an Anglo-Saxon burial ship. He'd been recruited by Edith Pretty, a local landowner and widow who had long suspected that there was something in the mounds on her property. Screenwriter Moira Buffini has faithfully adapted the 2007 novel by journalist and author John Preston, whose aunt Margaret Piggott was involved in the dig. His gentle charm is abundant in his tragic story about the discovery of the Sutton Hoo jewels on the eve of World War II. Number 6. Dolittle. The Queen summons a physician who can communicate with animals to discover a treatment for her life-threatening illness. Soon after, he sets off on a quest with his four-legged companions in search of a healing tree. Even if someone is wealthy, renowned, and seemingly happy, there are times when you just want more for them. Today, that figure is Robert Downey Jr., who portrays an eccentric psychiatrist who can communicate with gaudy, computer-generated animals in the film Dolittle. This film is ideal for elementary school children who are new to the cinema genre and who are unaware or scared of the mature topics, titles, and classics that pass them by in their young lives. From start to finish, it's easy to watch and a good laugh, as family-friendly as a film gets. Number 5. Nomadland. A 3-time Academy Award winner about enjoying life to the fullest. How ironic that the COVID's year trademark picture is about a lady who, rather than being cooped up in her living room, takes to the road and becomes a co-star of America's vast western skies. When a dry, no-nonsense widow loses her job in Nevada, she chooses to live in a cramped van. She accepts the Amazon seasonal job. She meets up with other members of the informal traveling clan in a desert rendezvous in Arizona and shares stories with them. Fern picks up some useful tips, but she still has to deal with life-threatening situations while on the road. Number 4. The Terminal. Steven Spielberg's film The Terminal is based on a scenario by Andrew Niccol and Sasha Gavrasi. This story about modern life America and the spiritual virtue of waiting is full of amazing moments that show the benefits of slowing down, practicing deep listening, and learning to be present with others. This witty movie is lighthearted and amusing, particularly in its depictions of the working-class men and women that work in international airports. Tom Hanks paints a rich and compelling image of a man who exemplifies the art of patience and calm waiting. Number 3. Pretty Woman. So, Pretty Woman is basically the unofficial version of Cinderella that is based on real life. Vivian, a prostitute, and Edward, a successful businessman, fall for each other, and we get to see a rather unusual love story. Edward makes a living off of buying and breaking up companies, and he hires Vivian to come with him to a few business events. Then they start to get closer and made this romantic bond that is really beautiful and cute. This movie will definitely lift your mood if you've had a bad office day. Number 2. Good Will Hunting. Another beautiful movie on this list, and definitely one you should watch if you haven't. Will Hunting, a janitor at MIT, solves graduate-level math problems, and Professor Gerald Lambeau observed his abilities. But Will was a misguided person and did not know what he could do with his amazing talent. Will was also going through an emotional crisis, and the professor decides to take him to Dr. Sean McGuire for therapy in order to help him recover. Number 1. The Pursuit of Happiness. If you haven't seen this masterpiece, then you are missing out on a lot. The Pursuit of Happiness is one of the best Hollywood movies ever. This is a story about Chris, who has had a series of professional failures, and when he decides to be a financial broker, his wife gets disappointed and leaves him. Now, he has only his son by his side, and he has to deal with his custody. So, what are your thoughts on today's list? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time for more.